Here is the scale of your degree to your understanding. There are 5 components that contribute to your understanding of a topic or a subject matter. In this video, I am going to reveal each component and the percentage that it contributes to your understanding. You will be surprised what the first one is, which contributes the least. And yet, this is something that we spend most of our hours doing when studying. And you won't believe how easy the last one is, which is the one that contributes the most to your total understanding. My name is Lerato Kanomsa of All Things Academia, where we explore and explain all things in the academic world. The component that contributes 10% to your understanding of a subject matter is reading. What? Yes. When you read something, you are only going to understand 10% of what you have just read. So lovelies, if you spend a lot of hours reading as a study method, it will not get you the results that you are aiming for. Unless, of course, you are aiming for a 10%, which I doubt. So if not, then reading should only be 10% of your study session. For real, you should only be reading to scan through your material so that you understand what topic connects with which topic and what is included and is important in your material. Otherwise, don't bother. Just skip to the next part, which contributes 20% towards your understanding, and that is audio and visuals. Yes, lovelies, if you hear and see information together, like in a lecture or a video, you might understand it better, like 20%, which is 10% more than the previous method. But okay, let's take a look at this for a moment. How do you hear and visualize your written material? Well, there are 3 ways. The first one covers both, and it is one that most students take lightly or do not like at all, and this is attending lectures. Obviously, you are reading material that is being explained by your professor or your lecturer during the lecture. So when you attend this lecture, you hear your lecturer explaining this material, you see them writing notes on the board, whether it's drawing charts, whether it's summarizing this material and giving you it in bite sizes. I know it sucks to hear this, but if you want to study faster and understand things quicker, then you need to attend your lectures. Seeing a demonstration. Yep. Watching someone demonstrate or explain the material that you need to grasp is more effective. You understand half the material if someone is explaining the information to you. And you know what that means? Attend your lectures. Because lovelies, when you attend lectures, you get to see your professor or your lecturer explain and demonstrate the information to you. You get to hear them give you practical examples and show you how this information is applicable in real life. Okay, hold up. I know there are some very sane lecturers who actually do this with you step by step during the lecture. And then there are some of the insane ones who will just stand in front of you and read the written material to you and bore you to death. In the case that you have one of those insane lecturers, what you need to do is go online and download or watch a tutorial that covers the subject matter or the course or the topic that you need explanation from. Watching that person demonstrate that information to you will help you a great deal. And YouTube is the best place to start for this. So if that course or subject or topic is not covered online or there is no online tutorial available, what then? This is where your study buddies come in. Yes, lovelies. What you do with your study partner is take turns to explain and teach each other that particular topic or subject. When your study partner is done explaining it to you, it is your turn to explain it to them. This will benefit you both because you have both demonstrated the information to each other. Can you believe it? Your study partner is actually there to help you understand the study material and not just to discuss the previous episode of your favorite series. Who would have thought? So basically, if you and your study partners do the right thing, do the things that needs to be done during a study session, you can understand 50% of the study material, which is grasping half of what you did to grasp. Obviously, half is not enough. Like 50% is good, but we are talking about an A+ here. So the method that will take you to a whooping 70% is practicing what you have learned. This is obvious for subjects like maths, where you can practice the problem and so forth. But it gets a little bit tricky for some of us who are in social sciences. How can we do this? Well, this is easy. You simply apply taking your written material and translate it into visual forms. So you're basically translating it into images and symbols that will help you remember the information. You can also take important concepts and give them abbreviations so that you can remember them easily, and group ideas together, giving them colors and color coordinations. Color coding will actually help you remember this information and see how it connects. What you can also do is create scenarios for certain theories and methods that you have read and apply them in those scenarios to see how this can translate or apply in the real life world. Doing this will help you remember what you have studied when you get to the exams or whatever it is that you're writing, because you now have an idea how these theories and methods can be used. You can simply recall those scenarios and understand what are the solutions. Knowing how the information you are reading applies in the real life setting will help you understand things better. This leads us to the next method, which will help you understand 90% of your material, and it is by far the easiest. And this is using the information you have read immediately. How easy is that, right? You simply have to apply the information that you have gathered, whether in a lecture or that you have read, immediately, and you will never forget it. Remembering up to 90% of that information. Wow! Okay, as easy as it sounds, it takes work. Lovers, do not fall under this trap. I have fallen under this trap for a long time. I will walk into a meeting with my supervisor and we discuss something, or we discuss how I can tackle a certain problem, and I go out and do not write it down. When I get home, I do not go over it, and I just take a walk, go about my business, go see my friends, make video calls and all other things. And when I finally come and sit down and try to remember what we discussed in the meeting, and I'm sitting there thinking, what exactly was this brilliant mind trying to tell me? Because I did not apply the information I got immediately. Please do yourself a favor, whether it's drawing a picture that resembles what you have gathered, or whether it's writing certain notes down, but just take the information and apply it some way immediately, and trust me, this will carry you through a whopping 90% of the material that you are consuming. To study faster, you must incorporate these different routines so that you can enhance your grasp of the material you are studying. But fast does not always mean effective. It is good to grasp information faster, but it is more ideal to do it effectively without getting drained. This includes knowing which topics to study first, how to study those topics, and which topics you should study next after you have covered the first topics. If you want to learn how to do this, then click on the video that is appearing on your screen right now, because this is the video that will give you a guide on how to break down your study material, how to group specific topics together, how to set out your study sessions so that not only you go through the material faster, but you do it effectively. So what are you waiting for? Click on this video and I will see you there in a few seconds as I project to you love and grace in a way of 2 Corinthians 13 verse 14.